pleasant morning to everyone. We are here to discuss the assigned topic to us, wherein this will be salient to us future educators. So sit back, relax, and enjoy watching as well as listening. Before we will going to tackle about the approaches to curriculum designing, here is the content that we will be discussing to you future educators. For the content, we have here two topics to be presented. The first topic is all about the 6 features of curriculum. To begin with, first, who teaches? Second, who do the teachers teach? Third, what do the teachers teach? Fourth, how do teachers teach? Fifth, how much of the teaching was learned? And lastly, sixth, with whom do we teach? On the other hand, approaches to curriculum design is the second topic, wherein it has 3 approaches that will be useful in the educational system. First, child or learner-centered approach. Second, subject-centered approach. And last but not the least is the problem-centered approach. Before we will go into the formal discussion, first, what is meant by the word curriculum? So what is curriculum? Curriculum refers to the lesson and academic content taught in a school or the specific course. So when we say curriculum, this will serve as the guide for teachers in lesson in transferring knowledge among learners. Hence, curriculum considered as the heart of schooling. On the other hand, what is design? So design is used as a verb to designate a process or as designing a curriculum in a particular plan. So, as a teacher, one has to be a curriculum designer, curriculum implementer, and curriculum evaluator. These threefold functions are embedded in the teaching profession. Therefore, as a teacher, one has to be a curriculum designer, curriculum implementer, and curriculum evaluator. These threefold functions are embedded in teaching profession. Therefore, the purpose of this chapter is to explore ideas in order to become a best facilitator of learning. Now, let us move on to the 6 features of curriculum. First, who teaches? Of course, the teacher. So, here are the some facts about the teacher's role. First, as an educator, they will be the classroom supporter wherein they help and support learners to gain new ideas that will be relevant to their lives. Second, being a school leader. In here, a school leader shares the visions of the school, align his or her professionals, and share responsibility for the success of the school. And lastly, a learning facilitator wherein they are facilitating professional learning opportunities and staff members among students is another role of a teacher's leaders. Let us now go back to the question, who teaches? Of course, they are the teachers or our teachers. In here, quality education requires quality teachers so that a better teacher will support better learnings. In addition, good teachers bring a shining light into the learning environment, which they are ideal companions of the learners. Next, with the advances in communication technology, good teachers are needed to sort out the information from the data that surround the learners. Good teachers are needed to sort out the knowledge from the informations, but even more important, excellent teachers are needed to sort the wisdom from the knowledge. Institutions are as good as its teachers. To conclude, to give all students great educational opportunities, we need outstanding teachers in our classroom. But we can't forget that when participating in teacher preparation programs and professional development, teachers are students themselves, and they can also need to support the great educators to reach their potential. So what we can do to ensure the teachers of teachers. Second, who do the teachers teach? Of course, the learners or us. We all know that the learners are the center stage in the educative process. They are the most important factors in the learning environment. There is no teaching without them. Hence, teachers should understand and accept the learner's diverse background. Each one of them is a unique individual. Considering the domain of diversity of learners will allow the individual learner to develop his multiple intelligences at his own pace, wherein their needs should be addressed and be met because they are the most important factor in the learning environment. Third, what do the teachers teach? Of course, these are the knowledge, skills, and values. To help the learners cope with the rapid changes to understand and to succeed in the new work in the workplace, we must design a curriculum oriented to tomorrow. It should be remembered that what students learn will be obsolete in 10 years, and half of what they need to know to succeed in work and in life has not yet been fully developed, and it will have to learn as they go along in the future. The learning episode influences the teaching learning process. So in here, the teacher is expected to prepare his or her syllabus or a course of study as his vehicle for instructions. There must be a balance of theory and practice. We all know that learners are the center stage in the educative process. Therefore, they are the most important factors in the learning environment. Thus, there is no teaching without them. In addition, teachers should understand and accept the learners' diverse backgrounds. Each of them is a unique individual, coming from different sectors of orientations and varied experiences. Moreover, considering the domain of diversity of learners will allow the individual learner to develop his multiple intelligence at his own pace. Therefore, their needs should be addressed and be met. That's why teachers are to provide learning opportunities and varied experiences. In conclusion, teachers seek to inspire students in all aspects of their lives. And for many teachers, their greatest goal is to be a role model. A role model in someone who inspires and encourages students to strive for greatness and teaches them through experience and commitment how to realize their full potential to become the best that they can be. Teachers can inspire an interested student to become engrossed in learning. They can motivate them to participate and focus, and even bring introverted students out of their shells. A great teacher can get students reading, inspire a passion for languages, make math or science fun, and turn history lessons into fun and exciting stories. For many teachers, one of their simplest goals is to inspire their students to love learning. But the inspirational power of a teacher can transcend the classroom. So often, we hear people say that they were inspired to pursue their careers because of their teachers. A great teachers can leave an indelible mark that lasts a lifetime. And for many of us, some of our most important decisions were inspired by our teachers.
Number 4, how do teachers teach? Strategies and methods. Research show that there is no best strategy that could work in a million of different student background and characteristics. However, for teachers to teach effectively, they must use appropriate methodologies, approach, and strategies caped with compassionate and winsome nature. Teachers should be select teaching methods, learning activities, and instructional material or resources appropriate to. Situations should be created to encourage learning to use HOTS or a higher order thinking skills. Good teacher utilize information derived from assessment to improve teaching and learning and adapt a culture of excellence. Effective teachers need to be able to work in a constantly evolving environment and adjust their teaching method based on the age of their students. The resources available in changing curriculum, practices, and requirements. Number 5, how much of the teaching was learned? Through performance. When teachers teach, they formulate objectives to be accomplished by the learners. A curriculum should be clear at the beginning with what knowledge, skills, and values should be developed by the learners. There will be guide the action of the one who teach. At the end of teaching act, it is necessary to find out if the objectives set were accomplished. These learning outcomes indicate the performance of both learner and the teachers. The curriculum is deemed to be successful if the performance of the learner are higher than the target sets. If the performance of the learner are low, then the curriculum has failed. A good curriculum is one that results in higher or excellent performance. Number 6, with whom do we teach? Community partners. Teaching is a collaborative undertaking. While teachers are the focal point in the learning process, they must draw upon the resources of their environment and of their partner to be effective. Teachers must establish relationships with parents, NGOs, and stakeholders. Partnership is a means and not an end to pursue itself. An absence partners often means a poor definition of As society changes, teachers will have a new beginning, an opportunity to recast their role in their communities, to change their attitude to their community and the societies about them. Some teachers feel passionately about the local context they work in and work hard for their communities, building and relationship with different parents, families, and groups. They care deeply about the people and the area they work in, often have a powerful.
Approaches to curriculum design. An approach to curriculum reflects the person's view of the world. Curriculum is constructed based on the needs, interests, purposes, and abilities of the learner. Curriculum is also built upon the learner's knowledge, skills, learning, and potential. The ultimate goal for curriculum design is to deepen learning and support students in gaining important core competencies such as critical and creative thinking, skillful communication, and demonstrating care for self and others. The three approaches. First, child or learner-centered approach. Second, subject-centered approach. Third, problem-centered approach. What is child or learner-centered approach? The learners are at the center stage in the educative process. The curriculum is built upon the learner's knowledge, skills, learning, and potentials. This approach to curriculum design is on the underlying philosophy that the child is centered of the educational process. It means that the curriculum is constructed based on the needs, interests, purposes, and abilities of the learners. The curriculum is also built upon the learner's knowledge, skills, learning, and potentials. From each design, how should a child learner or learner-centered curriculum be approached? First, a new respect for the child is fundamental. Second, a new freedom of action is provided. Third, the whole activity is divided in 2 units of works. Lastly, the recognition of the need for using and exploring many media for self-discovering and self-direction is embraced.
For example, letting students choose their own media form that reflects the purpose of the reading.
Subject-centered approach. The primary focus is the subject matter. Second, the emphasis is on bits and pieces of information which are detached from life. Third, the continuing pursuit of learning outside the school is not emphasized. Learning should only take place inside the classroom. Fourth, the subject matter serves as means of identifying problems in living. For example, in science, students learn about the scientific method and science-related vocabulary.
This knowledge is then used when students conduct experiments and investigations. The central objective for any subject-centered approach to curriculum is student mastery of content knowledge. The teacher presents content and skills to students in a logical sequence. This step-by-step approach ensures that students gain all the information and skills needed to master this content area. Problem-centered and human relation-centered approach. This approach is based on a curriculum design which assumes that in the process of living, children experience problems. Thus, problem-solving enables the learners to become increasingly able to achieve complete or total development as individuals. This approach is characterized by the following views and beliefs. First, the learners are capable of directing and guiding themselves in resolving problems, thus they become independent learners. Second, the learners are prepared to assume their civic responsibilities through direct participation in different activities. Third, the curriculum leads the learners in the recognition of concerns and problems and seeking solutions. The learners are considered problem solvers. Example of problem-centered approach. Most of the school activities revolve around solutions to solve problems like poverty, drug problems, environmental concern, and the like. This school believes that a learner should be trained to solve real-life problems that come about because of the needs, interests, and abilities of the learners.